It might come as no surprise to you that I am a DPS player. I mean, I talk so much about Junkrat, I might as well be married to the character by now. Well, that seems to be Roadhog's job, but you'd think that an entire change to the meta that would allow me to find more games in competitive and quick play to play as my favorite heroes and give me more freedom to enjoy said heroes would be something that I would be totally on board with. However, you'd be wrong. Yes, I, a DPS player, do not want triple DPS, and here is why. The Overwatch team's first course of action with this experimental mode was the perfect one. Identify the role that would be affected the most, in this case tank, and make that role viable to stand on its own. But I don't see this being enough to keep the balance in check. A solo tank experience will be quite unfun with the unchecked power of 3 DPS heroes. If your solo tank is a Rhine or an Orisa, 3 high spam heroes will negate the shields of this tank and leaving them little more than batteries for ultimates. In 2-2-2, this higher spam from 2 DPS could be offset with the existence of another tank. Tanks would have to be buffed far beyond what they already are to make them more enjoyable in this meta. And this, I fear this. Changes might have to be done to DPS as well, as in their current state, the dynamic use of them from patches over the years makes them quite powerful in a DPS meta. I foresee a rupture to the Overwatch esports world, much like GOATS had in the past. When GOATS was all the rage, DPS players had 2 choices: leave esports or learn Brig and Zarya. I've watched this choice tear teams apart. I used to play for a team called Run as One, and to my knowledge, I'm the only one that still plays Overwatch at an esports level. I myself have wrestled with the thoughts of moving to other games because of the forced role on Brig or Zarya. This choice will be transferred to the tank player base. Learn meta, DPS, or get out. Ideally, teams would just shift their unused tanks to the sub position. But later on, teams won't want to fill their roles with the same number of tank players as DPS. The tank player base will be split down the middle, and many more people will leave Overwatch in favor of other games. 2-2-2 balances the team structure to the intended one of Overwatch's original design. The sole reason this meta is being tested is to attempt to cut down the queue times for DPS players. Sure, that problem might be fixed, but then the law of conservation of suffering kicks in and the tank players' queues go up. We already see long queue times in the first few days of the experiment, and that could just be because of the numerous tank chases and the fact that it isn't a core mode, but it still will cause problems. Why pander to DPS players at the expense of tank players? 10-minute queues aren't even that bad, especially with the addition of being able to play the game while we wait for our queues. Although I am glad that Blizzard is wanting to address some issues with the game, I feel that they should just leave this one alone. I believe that the game is better off in the role queue that it is in. Just don't even worry about the queue times right now. Perhaps the reason there are so many DPS players is a tell to the fun value of tanks in the game. Let's fix the issues with that. Make tanks more fun, and then there'll be less in queue times for the DPS because more people will want to play tanks. But what do you think? Do you think DPS should get 3 roles all to themselves, or do you think this is a little harsh on the tank players like I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe for more videos coming soon. There's some big series coming up. Follow me on the social medias and check out everything in the description down below. This has been HRPrime. Thanks for your time.